Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this free video, this is going to be a recap of something we do here at Simpler called the Trade of the Week. This week it was my turn to do the Trade of the Week. That's something that we do kind of company-wide and send out to our members. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of the trade that I sent out to members today across all our different rooms, futures, options, etc. So today it's Home Depot. Now Home Depot ends up on the radar of a futures trader by way of its weighting within the Dow, by way of its weighting within the XLY, and also the ITB. These are all actually very futures relevant. I mean, the futures contract itself, the XLY discretionary ETF, which is one that I watch in terms of impact on the NQ, and the ITB, which is a 30-year bond sensitive, there we go, 30-year bond sensitive ETF. So Home Depot has a weighting in all three of these. And it pulled back really nicely into a zone that we're going to discuss right now. The zone is basically between the point of control, the 21 EMA, and the 34 EMA on the high. So this is what I would consider my buy zone. And so in that buy zone, I would look to get long calls. Another thing you can do is also, what I'll do is, if let's say you want to sell premium in an overall uptrend, right, collect premium in an area that you think is going to reverse. So you get to maximize the premium if you were to write puts. I would not write naked puts, obviously, but think about the kind of strategies that you could utilize if you were to write puts in an overall up market, but correcting the market with the bearish momentum. Now, just a couple ideas for those of you saying, okay, Rog, what would be an idea like that if I wanted to go that route? You want a bullish directional bias, check. You want fairly high volatility, which I think we do have here. Now, how would I gauge that? I would gauge that by the typical price movement range. I don't want to leave you hanging there. Let me show you how we do that. I head on over to Autochartist, I pull up Home Depot, I look at the typical price movement range for the day, which on a Monday is going to be somewhere between 2.7 to 3.1 points. Today's move from a high of 213.26 to 210.38, so almost $3. So again, today's high 213, today's low 210, very close to a $3 move. Now, how does that pan out within typical price movement range? Pretty much on the upper end. You see that there for a day like today, meaning specifically Monday. So fairly exhaustive. I like that as well. And by the way, that would for me be a little bit more higher on the volatility. All right. So one of the things a lot of you could think about is, oh, all right, I could actually go with a credit spread here. So when you're asking, all right, what's a really good idea for a put credit spread or a credit spread? You're going to sell one put, buy another put at a lower strike. There's your protection. That's one possibility. Another possibility is just to get long the calls. And yet another possibility for those of you that want to play this would be to, say, buy a call vertical. That's another way you could do that. So think about those particular strategies, but specifically within this momentum. Each one of those would capitalize on the bearish momentum by either maximizing what you are collecting as premium if you're writing it, and say the example of the credit spread, minimizing the amount of premium you would be paying in the case of, say, a call vertical or a straight up call. So think about that. Think about putting momentum on your side. Now, what are the other implications? Well, one of the things that I'm very interested in, and this is kind of something we'll pursue a little bit more in the premium video, is how do I crack open the Home Depot trade and think about the implications on possibly getting long XHB, and also what are the implications or what are the other choices within the sea of heavily weighted names in the XLY. Again, Home Depot you can see here. So you have to do these kinds of relative performance scans, and I think when you're looking at the market from a sort of top-down ETF to individual stocks or broader indice to the sector ETFs to the individual stocks, you can really fine-tune and cherry-pick the best relative outperformers that look as good as the broader average or sector or even better than. And that's really the process by which I go through whenever I'm looking at individual stocks. Are they really from a futures perspective relative and relevant? And then am I looking at an outperformance? So that's how we found Home Depot. Those are the strategies that you can think about. Hope this video helps. A little sneak peek into something we do called Trade of the Week. By the way, the last time I did a Trade of the Week, it was in MasterCard and Visa on a pullback, and that was a great trade. So I'm always looking for trades that are correcting, giving us an opportunity to build, in this case, this was another uptrending correction, build one of those three strategies based upon that momentum and volatility. Think about that. Hopefully, watch this video a couple times. Think about the momentum I'm taking advantage of in the trend, and I think it's really going to be a needle mover for you. Hope it helped, and I'll see you in the next update.